Tiffany Haddish has not been in the best of news, I would say, the past year. There was the lawsuit that was filed against her and comedian Aries Spears, basically claiming a film that they made, I guess, many years ago, was grooming children. So there was that lawsuit. From what I understand, that lawsuit has been dismissed. Then she received a couple of DUIs, and now she thought it would be a good idea to make this video about her bragging about going to Israel and looking to find a man during a time when Israel is killing Palestinian women and children by the thousands, right? She thought that this was a good idea to do this trip and to make this video. But you don't have to believe me. You can see so for yourself. Mint Press News said U.S. comedian Tiffany Haddish sets off to visit Israel. Some on social media are questioning whether her trip was paid for by the Israeli government. Honey, I can't make this up, so I'll let you watch this yourself.
On my way to Tel Aviv, then to Jerusalem, then I'm going to the Dead Sea and go and get me some. Gonna have some fun, yeah, it's gonna be great.
Okay, first, she says, listen to this. I'm gonna go to the Dead Sea and get me some.
On my way to Tel Aviv, then to Jerusalem, then I'm going to the Dead Sea and go and get me some.
So I do understand that Tiffany Haddish is Jewish, or she practices the Jewish faith. But don't you think this is not the time for this? Then I'm going to go to the Dead Sea and then I'm going to get me some. Do you realize what is happening right now? It's like, the timing couldn't be more worse. Like, read the room. Seriously, read the room. And I wonder too, because I questioned this. I said, did they put her up to this? Did the Israeli government say, Tiffany, this come to Israel, we'll pay for your trip and everything? And it gets worse.
Gonna have some fun, yeah, it's gonna be great. Then I'm gonna learn about the politics. Hey, see, I feel like I can't believe everything I see on the internet. I can't believe everything everybody's saying to me on the internet. I need to go see for myself. I'm one of those people. I'm sleepy as hell. I'm about to be asleep this whole flight. I've been up all night. And I'm asleep the whole 16 hours. And I'm gonna go see for myself. I'm gonna go see.
I'm gonna go see for myself. So for all the people who say that, like Ben Shapiro, I want to go see Elon Musk, I want to go see, notice where they go. They go to Israel. They didn't go to Gaza. Now, Tiffany, obviously, as you can imagine, has received a lot of pushback about this video and about some of her comments, which, again, like I said, is not the right time to be doing what she's doing. But she's now claiming that she's going to go to Gaza, too. But I don't know, man. I felt like that response came after she started to receive the pushback. So my thing is, again, the Michael Rappaports, the Ben Shapiros, the Elon Musk, and Elon basically got pressured by Zionists into doing this as well. They all went over there to see Israel. And of course, the Zionists are showing them, look at what Hamas did to us. Look at what they did. Look at what happened here. But none of those people have gone into Gaza. And the destruction that Hamas did in Israel is nothing compared to the destruction that Israel has done to Gaza. But for her to sit here and kind of sing along like, and I'm going to the Dead Sea, and I'm going to get me some, and this is not the time and place for that. This is not the time and place. And that's why I feel like she was put up to this.
I'm going to go see all of it. I'm going to ask questions, see with my own eyes. Because I don't believe everything. Social media be saying, I know a lot of stuff on social media be not true because Yeah, I didn't even open it. Yeah, I know a lot of stuff be on this social media not true, because I see stuff people say about me, and I live my life. I'm living my life, and I'm like, that's not what I said.
Pretty typical Zionist propaganda here too as well, right? I know the things on social media. She's saying she knows those things are not true and yada, yada. That's the same thing that Zionist has been saying as well. They're calling it misinformation, yada, yada. You know, Tiffany, I ain't really hear you scream out about this type of, other than Hollywood. But when it comes to political situations, when it comes to foreign policy, I haven't seen you speak out in this way in reference to other issues about foreign policy or political news that's been happening in reference to, oh, I don't know, I don't believe everything that I see on social media and da 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 da. And I'm just like, but when it comes to Israel, all of a sudden you question.
That's not true. So before I get to speaking on stuff, because I've heard from people that live there on both sides of the gate. Now I'm gonna go see.
She said she heard from people who live there on both sides of the gate. So she acknowledges that Gaza is occupied. And who did she hear from in Gaza? Who did she hear from? Who did she hear from in Gaza? And when did this happen? Because what I have seen in Gaza, particularly recently, the Palestinian people are trying to get food that has been distributed from the United States, but they can't even get to the food because Israel is blocking the food from coming in. Mm-hmm.
Not champagne. Champagne, first of all, don't come in a cup like this. Damn. That's a little Caesar salad right there. Delicious. Oh.
And it's just a bad look too, because she's drinking. Like, that's the other thing. She's drinking when she's making these comments.
I want to go see. And then I'm going to tell y'all what I think. But I'm going to go see with my own eyes. Because what I saw online, I did not like. And I know a lot of people that have gone. So many people have gone. And they've come back alive, come back fine. So I want to go.
That's the dumbest statement she could have made. So many people have gone and they came back fine. They didn't go to Gaza, Tiffany. It's one thing to go to Tel Aviv. It's another thing to go to Gaza. Like, seriously? Child.
Hey. I'm going to go see. And we gonna see what it is. And I'll show y'all some of it while I'm there. But I'm gonna go talk to people. I wanna find out why is this happening? Why is this going down? Just like I went to Eritrea, which I will be back there. I'll be back there. I got my 2% too. Trying to figure out how to get it in my damn bank account.
I don't know if she was drunk during this conversation or what, but this is it's just so misplaced. I feel like this is not, obviously, very weird, very weird. And so obviously, you know, when she gets there, who is she going to talk to? She's going to talk to Israelis, right? Just like Michael Rappaport did, just like Elon Musk did, just like Ben Shapiro did. And she's like, I want to know what's going on. Why have you not researched any of the history, Tiffany? All you have to do is Google all the things that I played on this show multiple times about the history of Israel. Tiffany can do that too.
Some of y'all might not know this, but I'm a citizen in Eritrea, paying my taxes and all that. I got a little bank account out there, but can't put no money in it. Unless I'm there, I guess. I gotta figure that part out.
So thank you. Shout out to Mint Press News for capturing that. That is the video that went viral that gave many people pause. And she actually did go to Tel Aviv and she actually performed there. There was something that she said here. And it's just, I mean, this is really buffoonery. Like I saw this and I was like, Tiffany, you really should. Let me make something very clear here, okay? Because I'm getting a little pissed. The fact that you standing up there on stage doing like stand-up comedy in Tel Aviv, while everybody in Tel Aviv, they're still going out to the clubs and getting their dance on. They're still going out partying. They're still going to the beaches. And people in Gaza, they can't even get the food that's been sent to them because the IDF is blocking the food. All the hospitals are gone. The culture, the history, everything's blown to shit. And you guys dancing and laughing around in Tel Aviv. It just is clown shit. Like it really is. Like how tone deaf can you be? You went over there to perform for people in Israel? I don't even care if she got the same religion or not, God damn it. It's called use your brain. So this is what she says here.
Deserve to get to be in your space. That's how I'm moving these days. You get hurt less that way. You might have less friends, but fuck it.
And I don't know if she's drunk here or not either. But what she said was, like I said, I don't know. She does not seem like the Tiffany she used to seem like. So Aviva shared this. Performing last night in Tel Aviv, Tiffany Haddish with a message to Israelis. Not everybody gets to be in your space. You may have less friends, but fuck it. The fuck do you mean, Tiffany? Not everybody gets to be in your space? Is that like a code for the Palestinian people? That they're not allowed to be in their space? Aren't you a black woman, Tiffany? How do you like think about segregation that happened here in the United States? Think about the Jim Crow laws, where white people could have said that same thing. Not everybody gets to be in our space. That's why you had separate sides of the town for black people, separate sides for white people. This is so like, what do you mean? Not everybody gets to be in your space. And this coming from the black woman. The black woman. Now, even the Root came after. They said, what the hell? Is she joking? Tiffany Haddish is in trouble again over tone deaf video announcing Israel trip. So even the Root came in. They trying to check her. Like, what the fuck? Here's an important piece of advice for celebrities. We don't need your opinions on every hot button issue. Honestly, we prefer it if you kept some things to yourself. Case in point, the current Israel-Gaza war has seen several celebrities find themselves in hot water due to controversial comments. The latest unexpected name to get caught up in the ongoing war is actress comedian Tiffany Haddish. So then they get into the video, which we already went through. Like, don't she look like she's drunk in this video? So they go through that. And then one of the things that they mention here, they point out how people responded. Fairy Queen said Tiffany Haddish is the definition of tone deaf. They go on here. Another person showed sympathy for the Haunted Mansion actress team, posting on X. Imagine being on Tiffany Haddish's PR team. It would be stressful as fuck. Like, it's just. And then another person posted this message. When she's at her best, she does things like producing Tiffany Haddish They Ready on Netflix, which features Black women comedians. Some felt it revived their careers. When she's at her worst, she makes terrible choices. Yeah, I can say that too. But this part here, we are not here to judge Tiffany's commitment or connection to her faith. However, social media commentators seem to agree that this really isn't the time for any of this. And it's a little shocking that neither she nor her team seem to realize that, because they probably put her up to it. I wouldn't be surprised, again, if she was paid to come there. Paid to come there. But it wasn't just me. Candace Owens had some disagreements about this too. Now, I don't usually agree with Candace Owens, like ever. I only agree with her one time on this show, and that was the conversation that she had with against Ben Shapiro when she was trying to say that what's happening in Gaza is a genocide. I agreed with her on that. But for the most part, I do not agree with Candace Owens. And then this is the second time I agree with her on this issue here with Tiffany. Let's get into this.
Tiffany Haddish angers fans with business class trip to Israel to, quote unquote, find a man and see war with her own eyes. Yeah, that is a lot to unpack. But before we get to the actual clip and what's going on with her and this trip to Israel, let's just back it up and discuss Tiffany Haddish in general, just as a celebrity, because it's really interesting to me how Hollywood basically has no standards for who they allow to be celebrities. They don't have to be remarkably talented, and a lot of them seem to be suffering with various afflictions. We've covered on this show the incredible story of Russell Brand when he was an addict and he was addicted to heroin, and when he was addicted to sex, the media loved him. He was everywhere. It was amazing. They love a broken person. Well, similarly, Tiffany Haddish, for whatever reason, we know how it works in Hollywood. You're either baptized by Taylor Swift or you're baptized by Beyonce. All you need is a picture with one of them, and that means this person is here. They are now an official A-lister. And that certainly seems to me to be the circumstance regarding Tiffany Haddish. She was at a party with Beyonce. The next thing you know, she was making the rounds on late night television, talking about her experience with Beyonce. And I guess apparently nobody really cared, or seems to care, that she definitely has some issues, and I'll run you through them. In January of 2022, she was arrested in Georgia on a charge of a DUI. Police also suspected that she was under the influence of marijuana. But essentially what happened here was she fell asleep at the wheel. She was so allegedly high or drunk that they basically found her on the side of the road. That was the first time it happened. But then again, at the end of last year, Tiffany Haddish was arrested for a second alleged DUI. The arrest came after Beverly Hills Police Department received a call at 5:45 a.m. that there was a woman unresponsive at the wheel again.
So something obviously has been happening with Tiffany. That's what I said. I mentioned the DUIs earlier, and then there's also that lawsuit that was against herself and Ari Spears about claiming that they were grooming children in this project that they were working on before. Now that lawsuit was dismissed. But Tiffany Haddish to me just seems to be a little bit off. There are just certain cues I feel like that you should be aware of and know of. And there's this thing called timing, like right time, right place. And obviously this is not the right time or the place for her to be saying what she's saying or doing what she's doing. It's just really weird.
It was Tiffany Haddish. Obviously that means that she has some issues. I'm not even trying to fault her for it. But it's just interesting that Hollywood doesn't care. They're still like, no, this celebrity is going to be in your face. And by the way, something that was much more disturbing, her and another comedian, his name is Ari Spears, they were both sued after allegedly grooming and sexually abusing two minors. According to the lawsuit, the children were recruited to film several comedy skits and were asked to perform sexually suggestive content. Via her attorney, Tiffany said the lawsuit had no merit. She did also issue an apology, just to be fair, saying that the skit was off-colored. I don't know where that lawsuit is at. I'm just telling you that because, maybe not the greatest character that we have in Hollywood, but few of them are. That's kind of the point of Hollywood, right?
Rondo just said, Sabby, there's a new lawsuit alleging her and Ari still grooming children. And remember what I told you before about that segment that came from CBS News? They posted a segment, or it might have been CNN. They posted a segment talking about that Israel has become a haven for pedophiles. That they're basically just openly welcome there, and they're not trying to reject these people. But apparently, if they make it to Israel, they are safe and protected there. It's just wild, man. This is too much for Sabby. This is too much.
They're always just kind of selling us debauchery. I am here today because my mother chose life, and you are here today because...
No, we moving on from your sponsorship. And then we'll get to this part right here where they get back to it. Okay.
On a public trip, and when I mean public, she's recording herself on this trip to educate herself regarding Israel, but also to get herself a man. I'm just going to show you a couple of clips from this. I don't know if it was a live that she was doing on Instagram as she was in business class seats. Take a look and a listen.
On my way to Tel Aviv, then to Jerusalem, then I'm going to the Dead Sea and go and get me some. Gonna have some fun, yeah, it's gonna be great. Then I'm gonna learn about the politics, hey. See, I feel like I can't believe everything I see on the internet. I can't believe everything everybody's saying to me on the internet. I need to go see for myself. I'm one of those people.
I'm uncomfortable. Are you uncomfortable? Does that seem weird to you at all? Trying to turn it into a rap song? Why? So black people are just going to be like, yeah, we're with it. Yeah, go my way to politics. On my way to politics. See what do. Like, what is that? What are you doing? Why are you doing that? It gets even more strange when she says what else she's going to do while she enters this war zone. Take a listen.
On my way to Israel. I'm sorry, Yamanika. I'm sorry, Yamanika. I'm going without you. I'm sorry. I'm going to go meet my future man out there. I'm out.
You're going to go meet your future man in Israel, a state right now that is blowing up Palestinian people? Like, who says that right now? Like, who just raises their hand and say, I'm going to go over there to go find me a man while they killing people? It just, again, read the room. Read the room. And then you filmed it. That's the other thing. Nobody probably would have known, even known about this trip if she didn't record herself and put it on Instagram. I feel like, I don't know if she's drunk in this video or not, but she's apparently drinking something. And people are saying it's just orange juice. Maybe, I don't know. She seemed a little buzzed. But like, why are you even thinking about this? You know, let me go to this country that's killing all these people, that's been oppressing all these people, that's been occupying these people. Let me go over there right now in the height of war and conflict where there's a genocide happening. And let me go find a man. Seriously?
Going to the Holy Land. I suggest you all do it.
Man, that's weird. I mean, I have a lot of questions personally. First and foremost, I think, are you sober? That doesn't look sober to me. Nothing you're doing, at least you're not sober in the mind, because why else would you be doing this? Also, may I ask why you are looking for a boyfriend in the middle of a war zone? Does that register to you as a normal thing to do? I just want to be very clear. This is what I mean when I say people are waking up to propaganda. Who wants to go visit a country at war? Does that pass the sniff test for anybody? Yeah, I definitely want to go visit this country while bombs are being dropped. That makes perfect sense. Why not visit it when they are not in the middle of a war? Wouldn't that make more sense? I've visited Israel, and no, they were not in the middle of a war, and it was still a very intimidating country to get into. I've described this experience, but because of so much conflict in the region, even going through the airport, right? I got pulled out twice, got questioned. There are people, IDF soldiers, that are just standing above, pointing guns down when you go through the airport.
You hear that, guys? And so she went there when obviously there was not a war going on. So imagine what it's going to be like now, like right now. This is insane. That's insane. I can't.
Waiting for something to happen. Didn't even feel great when it was not in the middle of a war. So could you imagine like what she's going to go through to get into the country? So who okayed this trip? It's my other question. It feels like you're going there because you've been told to go there, and it feels like it's propaganda. And so that is why people are understandably upset about this video, because they know that you are going there to make it look cool to people. It doesn't feel authentic. I'll tell you one thing right now, the comments definitely passed the vibe check. This person wrote, if ignorant and dumb was a person. Another person wrote, does she even have 10 brain cells? I'd love to know. A third person wrote, the situation is heart-wrenching, resembling a scene from a horror movie with the tragic killing of thousands of Palestinians. Amidst this, she approaches the trip as a leisurely paid vacation, which I find utterly disheartening. I honestly, personally, if I could add on to that, just find it to be utterly disturbing. And as I said in my tweet, the propaganda just ain't landing the same. You don't get to just say, celebrities go out into the middle and tell us what we are supposed to think. Least of all, when this celebrity apparently has various afflictions. We're just not buying that anymore. She's no expert in anything. And I'm actually just proud of people for finally standing up to the BS.
So, like I said, usually I do not agree with Candace Owens, and don't get it twisted because Candace is playing her part too. Don't get it twisted. Like, she knows what she can say on the Daily Wire and get a pass, and she knows what she cannot say on the Daily Wire, right? So it is what it is. But these decisions from Tiffany Haddish over the past year, they've been very suspect, just weird. But like, this is not the time to take a leisurely trip to Israel, especially considering what's happening to the Palestinian people. This is not the time to go do that now. And what drives me crazy is the fact that she can do that, that people in Tel Aviv are just living life as normal. They have food, they have drink. And meanwhile, you guys, like, the IDF is actually killing people in Gaza, or they're starving them. So genocide doesn't necessarily mean that you're being shot and killed. It also means that they're purposefully starving the people and preventing food from coming in. But I'm always curious at people who come out of nowhere in Hollywood and all of a sudden get all these big opportunities, especially those that were comedians, because it takes comedians a long time to get to that point and to get movie roles. And some even question sometimes if Tiffany is really that funny. This woman here, she actually made a video about this. Is really funny. You got to hear this.
I have never so much as cracked a smile when Tiffany Haddish comes up on my screen. Only thing I've cracked is my back while looking for the remote to change the motherfucker. Personally, nothing about Tiffany Haddish has been funny because she's always pandered towards the white. She's always reminded me of those black comedians like King Batch or whatever the fuck his name, who actively seek validation from white laughs, you know, like bringing fried chicken to a red carpet event because you know that's feeding into the stereotype. Like, that's not funny, that's not charming, that is just literally you being a ooh ah ah, the thing that you are, okay? The thing that they see you as. So play into that role, ho. There's nothing that Tiffany Haddish could teach me. She couldn't punch her way out of a wet paper bag with scissors in her hands. Like, it's really giving this because that's what you are. Your commitment to your downfall, babes. I have never so much as cracked a smile when Tiffany Haddish comes up on my screen. Only thing I've cracked is my back while looking for the remote to change the motherfucker.
I'm sorry, that was kind of funny. Great point here, B. Yes, exactly. She came out of nowhere and frankly is mediocre. I always question, especially those that are comedians, because it is very difficult. And you'll hear from people that have been stand-up comedians for years before they even had the opportunity to get a TV spot or a movie role. Yeah, it almost makes me feel like she was kind of like a plant. Ree said, Tiffany never been funny like Amy Schumer. I agree with you. I don't think Amy Schumer is funny either. I don't know. Like, you know, like the Tiffany's, the Amy Schumer, the Kevin Harts. How you guys just come out of nowhere, man? How you come out of nowhere and you just get like big movie roles, and you guys know people that have been doing this for years before they could even get some type of a spot? Feels plannish.